Let's Dine Out California is made possible in part by Tobias Maynard DDS in Redlands, specializing in cosmetic, holistic, and family dentistry. Tobias Maynard DDS in Redlands. PearlyWhitesDDS.com. And Brandon's Diner, serving traditional and original American and Mexican breakfast, lunch, and dinner items since 1997. Family owned and operated with 8 locations in the Inland Empire. Brandon's Diner proudly supports the Let's Dine Out show. Brandon'sDiner.com.
Hi, I'm food critic Allan Borgen, the Food Whisperer. Welcome to another delicious edition of the Let's Dine Out show.
And I'm Izzy Fussy. I'm foodie with an attitude.
Now, for those of you that hate to exercise like me, I hate exercising. The next 2 restaurants are owned by the same 2 owners, and guess what? They're a couple of feet away, so you're going to enjoy the show and great food. Where are we going to, Izzy?
First, we're off to Mica's Peruvian fusion cuisine. And then, a few steps away, it's going to be at the Catalina Grill in Cantina.
So stay tuned, folks. You're in for a real treat. Now, before we talk about this dish, talk about a little bit about Peruvian food, because there's a lot of different influences.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of European influences because of Spanish, German, Italian have all been there. And also there's a lot of Asians, Japanese and Chinese, and then West Africa.
So you got a little spice to it.
Yeah, so the spices is, a lot of the peppers are indigenous to their land, and potatoes too. There's a lot of potatoes in there.
And corn, lots of corn.
Yeah,
so,
very good.
Well, let's get into it. Okay, the choritas a la chalaca, again, $11. This consisted of 6 cooked mussels, topped with diced tomatoes, onions, corn, cilantro, a little salt and pepper, lime juice. Then they have delicious Peruvian chili peppers, which we'll talk about later. It's mixed and everything. Then it's on top of the mussels, and then it's garnished with cilantro greens. And what a beautiful presentation, number one, and just a lot of different flavors.
The mussels are huge. They're like just...
Kind of like me, right?
They're huge, and they're plump, and they have tons of flavor. Really has a kick, though. If you don't like spice, you might want to be cautious, because, it was a little spicy for me.
Well, they're all spicy, but there's a little kick to it. But these spices are really unusual because they hit you, there's back of the throat spice, and then they go away. But it's got a flavor to it.
Yeah,
That's what's nice about it.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't linger, and you can even handle it.
Yeah.
So you did. So next came a really wonderful dish called the Mixto del Mar. It's only $20, and oh my, it really excited me. I love this kind of food. This consisted of, first of all, the fish and seafood is marinated in wine, soy sauce, salt, and pepper. Then it's added to tilapia, mussels, calamari, mahi-mahi, and yuca. And what they do, they dredge it in flour, then they deep fry it. Then what they do, they also serve it with ceviche, which is consisted of mahi-mahi, a little salt and pepper, lime juice, milk, Peruvian hot chili peppers, onions, cilantro. So it's actually 2 different types of seafood in one dish. Fried Peruvian corn and also boiled corn.
It's a little type of every seafood you can think of. There's fish, mussels, fried mussels. I've never seen that. I really like the calamari rings, and then the ceviche is so juicy, big chunks of meat.
And everything's fresh. Back in the kitchen, everything they slice themselves, the fish, they fillet it themselves. I mean, just some really incredible things. And they don't take any shortcuts at this restaurant.
Yeah, and they give you a little tartar sauce, and it's so good.
Next came the chupa de camarones, $13.50. First, they start off with seafood broth. Then they add shrimp, tilapia, a little salt and pepper, peas and carrots, bell peppers, soy sauce, white wine, queso fresco cheese, corn. Then they add a whole egg, which is unusual. It's boiled on top, boiled potatoes, and evaporated milk, and then oregano. And very, very interesting dish, and a lot of flavors. It was really, it was a soup, basically, almost like a stew. There's a lot of seafood in there.
Yeah, if you like seafood, and you like something warm and hearty, this is it. I mean, the shrimp, I wouldn't call them shrimp. I would call them prawns, because they're huge. And then there's so much different flavors in it. It has really good taste. Got veggies, little potatoes and peas and carrots. So it's nice. It's like all around real hearty soup.
And for the price, you can't beat it. And again, you mentioned the shrimp. We ordered a lot of shrimp dishes for that reason. The shrimps are spectacular. They're plump, they're juicy, they're bigger than most other restaurants. They come with no shells on it, so you don't have the tails or anything.
Yep.
So they're user-friendly. So next, the beer shrimp pasta, $12. You get anywhere from 12 to 13 shrimp, depends on the size. And what they do, a little salt and pepper, and it's woked. So it's nice and cooked. Then they add white wine and a beer mixture. It's all in one.
Ooh.
Fish broth. Then they add a huge amount of pasta, and they cook it all, toss it around. Then they get Parmesan cheese on top of that. And what they do is they also add a garlic and evaporated milk. So it gives it a thickener and some spice to it. They top it with more oregano. They top it with diced tomatoes, cilantro, and more Parmesan cheese. What a pasta dish. And again, the Italian influence, the noodles are done right. And this is just a spectacular dish. For $12, you can't beat it.
I wish you could smell through the camera. It's got that good garlic scent to it, the Parmesan. And yeah, definitely the spaghetti is al dente, just the way I like it. I know definitely that's something I highlight.
And then the shrimp.
Yes, the shrimp
More
again.
shrimp. So good stuff. Next came a dish that's very popular in Peru. It's lomo saltado, $12. Everyone will love this. This is sliced flat meat, lots of it. They put it in a wok with red onion, bell peppers, tomatoes, soy sauce, and some chicken broth. Then it's plated with white rice, French fries, and the mixture is poured over the French fries. Potatoes are very big in Peru, and this is a dish that everyone will love. It's not no spice to it, but just really good meat. It's tender. This is just a great dish.
Yeah, and this is my go-to. If I'm not sure, Peruvian restaurant, that's my go-to meal. Because it kind of satisfies, has that stewy, a little bit, the saucy, your French fries are all soaked in, has all that sauce from the meat, so it's juicy. So it's really hearty. The meat's really tender, so.
And finally, the ají de quinoa with shrimp, $13. This wonderful dish consisted of, again, the shrimp with salt and pepper, and it's cooked. Then they add cooked quinoa, which I really have never seen quinoa cooked in a dish. They add yellow chili, onion, and a milk sauce, chicken broth, and again, evaporated milk with it. And it's served with sliced boiled potatoes over that, and comes with the white rice. And again, this is a dish, I think, one of my favorite. Again, it's got an black olive, and a half of a potato. This is a very popular dish, but it's also an infusion of the other dishes. And I love the combination of the quinoa, and just a wonderful dish. It's very pleasing, looks at. And
it's hard to describe the flavor because it's creamy, but it's not like a cheese sauce. But then you get cubes of cheese, so you actually have that flavor.
And I forgot to mention the queso fresco. That's big. So we had a lot of shrimp dishes here, but if you don't like shrimp or can't eat it, guess what? You can have it with beef or chicken. They're very accommodating here.
Or vegetarian.
Or vegetarian too. So next, we're lucky enough to go in the kitchen, and they're going to show us how to make a really popular dish. It's fried rice with chicken, Peruvian style.
Can't wait.
Okay, this is Chef Leo, and let's start with showing how you can make this at home.
All right, so we're gonna start with the chicken.
Okay.
Then with pepper,
A little pepper, okay.
salt. Okay, let it cook.
Oh. Doesn't take very long. What, like 2 or 3 minutes?
Like 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Okay.
2 minutes, 3 minutes. We'll fry the egg. Then we're going to add the rice.
Okay, this rice is already cooked.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's already cooked.
Wow, big portion.
And then we're going to fry it. Fry the rice. We're going to separate all the rice.
This way it gives it a nice color and gives it some char flavor.
Yeah.
It makes it so unique.
Now we're going to add the chicken.
Okay, so you add the chicken.
One is fried.
Okay.
We're going to add the chicken.
Now this is a regular portion at the restaurant, right?
Yes,
Wow,
it is.
it's a big portion.
We're going to add salt.
Salt, okay.
Then we will add our sauce.
What kind of sauce is it?
Soy sauce.
Soy sauce, okay.
Yeah, our sauce.
Well, you're good at this.
Thank you.
Fast.
And we're going to add the sesame oil.
Sesame oil, okay. With some flavor.
Yeah. scallions, green onions.
Okay.
Yeah, that is ready. Wonton strips,
Oh, wow, okay.
fried wontons.
First of all, look at this, how beautiful this is. Oh, it smells so good. I love fried rice when it's done right. Perfect. Not real salty, but it's got nice flavor to it. Gotta try a wonton here. Put my hand in front of the camera. You try the chicken?
It's good.
Good and hot. Good. Very good. Well, Chef, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's what they do in the kitchen. Good stuff, folks. If you like fried rice, this is one. One thing great about the food here is everything's cooked in a wok. So intense heat, you get a little char flavor. I know the rice you really, really like.
I really like it. It has that wok smell to it. It's caramelized. So good.
And what's nice about all the food is cooked quickly, so you get all the flavors and everything. So I definitely want to come back here again. And speaking of again, we're going to be going to another restaurant. And where are we going to next?
A few steps away is going to be a Catalina Grill and Cantina.
All right, no exercise.
Yum.
Yes. Oh man, I don't know about you, but I'm really tired. I exercise a lot walking. That's a lot of work.
What, 10 steps,
10
right?
steps, maybe
10
15 steps. So I'll tell you, this is an incredible restaurant. And again, the owners are Angel and Teresa Hernani. They own the other restaurant too that we just did. And they're perfectionists, and they're just lovely people. They're friendly, they're smiling all the time, very passionate, and the food really shows it. So
Yeah, the creativity, definitely.
yeah, you talk about fusion. This is real fusion. So let's get right into it. Now the first dish is stuffed avocado. This is $9. Now when I first heard about this, I was like, that's kind of boring. They said, no, you'll like it. Like, trust us. So I did, and boy, I'm glad I did. This started off with a whole avocado. They cut it in half. Then they add corn, peas and carrots, potatoes, salt and pepper, of course, diced jalapenos and cilantro. They mix it. Then they add lime juice to it. They add mayo, and guess what they do again? They mix it. And so it's all nicely incorporated. Then what they do, they place the meat back in the avocado back into the avocado skin, and they get a marinated shrimp, and the shrimp is soy sauce, beer, and wine, which they use for everything. They flour it, they deep fry it, they stick that on top. Then they have drizzle with the chili sauce, crema, and the micro cilantro, and they add diced mango, which is a little different. I thought this is wonderful. You get 2 of them, so it's a whole avocado, very substantial. It was like $9, and you can't beat it.
Yeah, it really has so much flavor. So creamy.
Plus, when you get the cilantro and potato, you get a little bit of everything. So I agree.
And the peas really was a neat,
crunch to it.
Yeah, addition. Yeah.
Good stuff. Then next came the pork belly tacos, $5.50. This started off with 4 pretty large pieces of pork belly, and what they do is just stick it in the deep fryer, so it gets nice and crispy. Then what they do, they get sweet potatoes. They also deep fry it. It's cut up. Then they add on a plate the Crayola sauce, they call it, which is actually onions, a hint of chili, lime juice, cilantro, salt and pepper, and they mix it up. That's in all their dishes pretty much. Then what they do, they get a grilled tortilla, but this is a really interesting. It's a hybrid tortilla. It's corn, flour, and butter, so it's a little sweet. What makes it so different. And then they put everything on top. It's grilled. They put the pork belly, and then the sweet potatoes, the Crayola sauce they call it, the micro cilantro, hot sauce, and the crema. And what a creation, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful presentation. For $5.50, it's well worth it.
Well, when you bite into it, I was like, pork belly, blah. Everybody's telling me the same thing. But when you bit into it, it's crunchy, and then you got the creaminess and the full flavor of the pork belly really hits you. And then it's really nice touch of the sweet potato. I've never had a taco with sweet potatoes in it. And then the pickled onions, it just really has a lot of flavor.
And the tortilla.
I know, it's so different. I mean, it really stays together. A lot of times corn tortilla, once you start biting into it, it starts falling apart, and this one really stays together.
I asked him where he gets it from, and he goes, it's especially made for him, and no one else gets it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So next came the popo taco. This is $5.50. Popo means octopus in Spanish. Again, they started with a nice, big, large piece of octopus with the tentacles on it. It looks like something from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or from Alien, but trust me, it's good. It gets better from here. Then what they do, they add it's called a tarta morada. It's a sauce. It's garlic, cumin, OJ, wine, and black chili peppers from Mexico. And what they do, they grill the octopus, they cut it up, and they serve it with the Criolla. It's called the guacamango, which is amazing. It's just guacamole and mango, cut up mango, that's it. And they put red cabbage on it with more of the morada sauce and the Cruella, and I thought this was spectacular. I love octopus, and this is very different than most octopus that I've had.
Most of the time you get an octopus cooked in a taco, it's a little chewy. It's a little, other than the salsa, there's not a lot of flavor. This one has a lot of flavor. What hit me was the first smokiness of it. It really was really unique. It has a sweetness, saltiness, and smoky. And tender. And then we asked the chef, how did you make it so tender? He said he sous vide it first before he grilled it.
He's self-taught.
So neat. To think about that, because usually it's tough and chewy, and it's just not so appealing. This one is amazing.
Really, really good. Now we have the casserola. This is $20. Now this is lots and lots of mahi-mahi, octopus, and shrimp. A little salt and pepper. It's marinated with a little salt and pepper, beer, wine, and soy, which they use in all their dishes. It's flour dredged and deep fried. Then what they do after it's deep fried is it's on the plate is a mango avocado crema. Then they add the Criolla, again with the onions, pickled onions, micro cilantro, the crema, and the chili sauce and everything. I love fried fish. This is very similar to the Peruvian restaurant, a different version in terms of the fish. Here they have a shrimp, and they have a whole oyster, which I think I forgot to mention. It's a whole oyster, which is, you don't see that very often.
I've never seen deep fried oyster in the shell.
And the fish, the mahi-mahi, it was tender inside, crispy on the outside. What more do you want?
Yeah, the batter is not heavy, so it's light, it's not thick, so you're not eating mouthful of batter and nothing else.
It's not horrible when you do that?
Yeah, but there's tons of shrimp, there's tons of ingredients, and it's just so yummy.
For $20, it's worth it.
Super delicious.
Good, good. Next, we have the paella terrenal. This is $15. This is another incredible dish. This starts with oil. Then they add chorizo, bacon, peas and carrots, bell peppers, beef broth, pork belly, chicken, and steak. They stir it all around. Then they add Mexican chili sauce, Mexican rice, jalapenos. It's placed in a pan-shaped serving plate, I guess you call it, with homemade crisp chicharrones that's made right there, and a little cilantro and lime. Again, I think they should call it Mexican paella because I was expecting a little saffron, which it didn't have, but the flavors are there, and the chicharrones, fresh chicharrones, you can't get any better.
Yeah, the chicharrone is so light, and unlike the store-bought in a bag, this is crispy and light. You can taste the freshness of it, and it literally falls like happiness falling out on your lips. And then, every bite I dove into, there's some sort of meat. There's some sort of protein in it. There's meat, there's chicken. I mean, there's full of ingredients in there.
And $15 again.
Yeah, lots of flavor. And definitely don't let the paella throw you off. It's not a traditional paella. It's definitely a fusion.
Right. And then this one blew me away. This is brisket a la barbacoa, $14. What they do, they get the brisket, they marinate it, and it's in garlic, pineapple juice, vinegar, beer, a little chili in there. And what they do, they marinate it overnight. It comes out real juicy and tender. It's served with two testarones, which is plantain, but it's not the sweet one. It's more of like a starchy flavored banana. And it's deep fried. And then on top of that is the guacamole with the cheese on top and pico de gallo. Where have you seen that in any kind of Mexican restaurant? You haven't. And again, it was tender and juicy, and oh man.
Yeah, I mean, it falls apart in your mouth when you're eating it. It feels like something you made at home. I mean, it tastes very homey. It's very simple, but it's very hearty.
And for $14, again, it's a steal. Again, to summarize today's show, both restaurants were really, really good. I mean, this is one-of-a-kind restaurants, and I just can't wait to come back and I think you will love it too. So
Yeah, I love the dishes. Come in, enjoy the decor. I mean, the owners actually painted it themselves.
Teresa, yeah, she did
Teresa
all.
painted all this and decorated it. It's really homey. It feels like it's in the living room. It's just bright and cheery, and I really enjoy
And
the
they have a
space.
sense of humor. There's a little area there for some games, board games, and boards spelled a little different, so
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
really
So
neat.
there's a lot of play on everything here. So until next week, food critic Allan Borgen.
And Izzy Bussy.
Happy eating, everybody.
eating.
Hi, I'm food critic Allan Borgen, the Food Whisperer. Welcome to another edition of the Let's Dine Out Show.
You said delicious. I didn't hear two words there.
I said, another But you can add shrimp or anything, right?
No, it's
And no, but you can add, when people make it at home, they can add anything.
anything.
Yeah, this is, every restaurant I do is fun. I think that we do. But this one is really fun. I think not only the food, but the people, the owners, the staff. They're smiling.
Yeah.
They really love working here.
Yeah.
And when you have good owners, you want to work for them and you want to do your best, and that's what they do here.
Yeah, it really shows. Definitely
Right. So, okay, are we gonna go to Dill Taco afterwards?
do. Not at all.
Let's Dine Out California is made possible in part by Tobias Maynard DDS in Redlands, specializing in cosmetic, holistic, and family dentistry. Tobias Maynard DDS in Redlands. PearlyWhitesDDS.com. And Brandon's Diner, serving traditional and original American and Mexican breakfast, lunch, and dinner items since 1997. Family owned and operated with 8 locations in the Inland Empire. Brandon's Diner proudly supports the Let's Dine Out show. Brandon'sDiner.com.